July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. Hello, BB Gang says this is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Ace Attorney Apollo Justice, and Emma Sky is in front of the stadium now, or the arena. Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. Hello there, Emma. What's up? Either of you know where Lamoureux is, so she's not here? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago, so she's left. Which is fine because she's not a suspect, I suppose, but... to maybe if all of her stuff is still there and like her entourage is still there, it might not be a good sign. Yeah, that's strange. What's strange? I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Lamoureux is missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own. Being that she's blind and all. I mean, I suppose the one thing is that, like, yes, she was, like, her hand was held throughout this her whole life. But, I'm sure she still knows how to independently find things and walk places and go places, you know what I mean? But I do think it's a cause for worry more so that, like, all of her stuff is here. You know, there's no reason for her to leave or go anywhere else right now. And also the fact that, like, you know, her companion, her little companion friend for life, you know, Maki is in jail. Her interpreter, who's not her interpreter, is dead. So, like, obviously, yeah, that's more of a concern for me. Like, why would she leave at this point? You know, to go get some ice cream? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, we'll help you look for her, for sure. Great, thanks. Okay, she'd totally be in the Write Anything office, right? Yeah, this is weird. This is weird that she's gone. Okay, July 9th, backstage hallway. This place is deserted. I wonder where Lamoureux went off to. I'm sure she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful, I agree. I guess, but I can't help worry about her a little. I mean, in this situation, in this context, I guess, it is kind of like worrying just because, you know, so much has happened. And, like, emotions are high for everybody. And also, there still is a killer around the place. And also, she pointed the finger at Darien. So there is that, too. Oh, because she's not here. So the stage is where we're probably going to then. Like, that's the big thing. She also pointed the finger at Darien. Here we go. July 9th, 4:46 p.m. in the wings. Huh? The stage is pitch dark. It is. The power breaker must be off. This section. Great. I'll go get someone. Yeah, that was real dark out there. It was really dark out there. Dark. That's all Lamoureux has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo? Huh? What? Doesn't something about the stage seem different to you? Like something's changed? I'm trying to take a look around here to see. The case. The case is closed. And there's something... yeah, there's like a white sheet sticking out of it. Changed. I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. Now it's bugging me too. What's she talking about? It's right here. It's right there. Hey, that case! Wasn't that open before? Huh? I guess someone closed it. Wait, look. Where the case closes. Something's sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. It's like a sheet, like it's a white sheet. You don't think it's... Let's open it, Paul. No. What? Lamoureux! It was her outfit. Why would they do this? Why would they do this? We have to get Emma. Lamoureux was taken directly to the hospital. Jesus Christ. So someone locked her in the case. Well, what would they... Did they think she was dead? Were they trying to kill her? Were they trying to suffocate her? Because the thing is, like, you would lose oxygen. You would eventually lose your, you would fall unconscious as well. And around barking orders, making phone calls. Trucy just clung to my arm and cried. Of course she did. Jesus Christ. How horrific is that to open up a case and see right in front of your eyes, like it's nauseating, you know, it's a nauseating like look. I mean, I'm still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days, too many. Wait, are we saying bodies? Are we still... No, she's not dead. She can't be dead. Jesus Christ, now, come on. July 9th, 5:53 p.m., Hickfield Clinic. Why would we bring her here? Waiting room. How's Lamoureux? Is she okay? We all owe you a big thanks. That's for sure. So, she's okay? Yeah, we need to note this now. Yes, she came in a short while ago. You found her before it was too late. Good. That's good to hear. So what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. By who? We don't know. There must be cameras around the place. It's a stadium. But then again, if we're saying this is Darian, he would have known there was cameras and would have known what to do with those cameras. But it hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How could she not see? Oh. Right. Would you like to see her now? See, that's the thing. Like, I think that there's nothing... I think from Tracy's perspective, you know what I mean? Like, she is just such a young person. And, like, that's such an easy slip-up to make as well, right? Because we solved 2 cases so far. You know, and she also is the daughter of a lawyer. I feel like she's kind of like... Wouldn't that she be able to see? She's like, oh, yeah, she can't see. Is that all right? She wants to thank you for saving her life. Good. Okay, she not the good she's gonna thank you. Good, she's like able to say thank you. You know what I mean? She's in a well enough space to say thank you. Okay, you're doing okay. You're looking good. You're looking good. Lamaroa. Mr. Attorney, you were the one who found me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. No, Jesus Christ, like it was such a horrifying situation, Lamaroa. I'm just glad you're okay. I agree. Tell me what happened. So I'm guessing what we're gonna find out is everything went dark. And she doesn't know what happened. So let's talk about the attack anyway. It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone coming to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room, you were hit? I knew that very moment, I knew. The assailant was trying to kill me. No. It was lucky for me the first blow did not knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me. I could hear the footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first. Why the stage? I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work. Ah. The darkness is my ally. So what she's saying is that, like, because she's can't see in the first place, hiding somewhere in the dark where the other person can't see as well is actually not a bad idea. There was a contraband near the casing of the stage. That is where I hid. Okay, so she hid in there. So the assailant couldn't see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. All right. Wow, that sounds like a really close call. Okay. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. Too bad. Yet, when I considered that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am. Good point. She's sharp. And you're much taller than I am. Truzy, yes, of course. You're about as tall as Apollo. So that means it was likely an adult, probably a man. So if we're looking at the suspects who have already, like the only ones it could be then is Gavin or Darian. Or Val and Gramarye. But I don't think it could be Gramarye. Emma looks tall, but I don't think she's... I think even judging by these pictures, she's around the same height as Lamaroa, I'd say. Yeah. Could it be him? But why would anyone attack you, Lamaroa? The detective asked me this too, and to her I gave the same answer I give you. I do not know. Huh. Okay, so this can't be it. We have to present something to her for sure. Let's see. What new things have we gotten? We got the... Well, she gave us this, and she gave us that. This? What's this? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not going to recover from the attack. She looks like she's had a rough day. I'll just put this piece of evidence away for later. Okay. This? Okay. So that's another one where she can... What about this? Okay, there we go. Lamaro, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This is... What? Mr. Taus was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after. He was after? You know, in a secret identity? As an undercover agent. I love how Trucy's excited to say that. So that's what he was doing. You mean, you know what? Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Borginian cocoon. Or rather, a convincing replica thereof. Why haven't I heard of a Borginian cocoon before? Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder. Okay. Do we get to talk about that now, or is that... Yes, we do. Okay, awesome. The backdrop here is really good as well, by the way. It doesn't get enough credit, like, from my perspective anyway. Like, the backdrops and pre-rendered backgrounds in the Ace Attorney games are absolutely gorgeous and amazing. and they actually add a lot to the game. They're very memorable in some cases too. I remember when we went to the circus that time, those backdrops were incredible. What they call it, Borginian. It must only be found in Borginia. For certain. All in Borginia know of these. I didn't know the details, I'm sorry to say. I thought you said all in Borginia knew of these. There's one fact I do know about the cocoon. Maybe it's that they know about this stuff, but they don't know a lot about it. I know about Guinness, but I couldn't tell you how Guinness is made. You know what I mean? Something all in Borginia know. What's that? The cocoons, they are not to be taken out of the country. If someone does and they're caught, they'll be put to death. To death? Why? I do not know. Yet, if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there's a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic. He was carrying a replica but looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. So that's what he was up to? Tracking down Borginian cocoon smuggling. Smuggling? It seems I was marked. Marked? Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. So you could have brought those Borginian cocoons with you. On my trips, yes, that was probably the suspicion. And Mr. Taus has placed it as an undercover agent to look into it. Borginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people ventured the world outside. Is that what he suspected you? But Mr. Taus wasn't a Borginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means... What, Apollo? There must be some reason why Borginia doesn't want those cocoons getting out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Huh? Like what? How could such a tiny ball of threads cause such a commotion? Cocoon smuggling. And Mr. Taus had Lamoroa marked. It couldn't be her. Huh? There's one other person I need to talk to. Thank you for talking to us, Lamoroa. Thank you for talking to us, Lamoroa. It was the least I could do. Actually, I have another request. If it isn't within my power, I need an interpreter, someone who speaks Borginian. Apollo? Oh, Maki. Would you come with us if you're well enough? I see. Yes, of course. I shall accompany you. Huh? Where are we going? Come on, Trucy. We're about to get to the bottom of this. Okay, we're gonna talk to Maki. Okay, we're going right there. July 9th, Detention Center visitors room. I can't get over how he looks like a celebrity, doesn't he? He just looks like he's like hiding from the press. Maki, we came to talk to you about the case. Maki. Could you interpret this for us, Lamoroa? Yes. Maki, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. So she's interpreted that. Now we know the truth. You can see, right? I was completely fooled myself. Maki, isn't there another secret you're hiding from us? Wait, Mr. Attorney. What do you mean by secret? What do you mean by secret? Well... Does he mean the cocoon? Does he know about the cocoon? Because that's the only thing, like, we jumped straight from here to the cocoon, so is it this? If not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you? I would not have suspected this, but, like, I guess it's just because we jumped right from here, from exploring what the cocoon is, to here. Oh, Maki. Hey, you got a reaction, a big one. Maki, you didn't. Oh, he smuggled one in? Oh, no, Maki. Truce and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we ever needed any train to see that one. Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is all about. Lamoroa, please interpret. Very well. I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution and have them look into it. Yeah, and you don't want the prosecution seeing this. You would trust me, you would rather have us on your side. You would rather have us on your side because the more we know, the more we can help you. He asked you to wait. Do not be so hasty. Maki. Do you know everything? Yes, everything. Well, sort of. Have him tell us about it. Very well. Oh, here we go. Oh my god, we're just gonna get to talk to him. Let's go. What is this cocoon anyway? The cocoon. The silk is a potent cure. Oh. A cure? It must cure some disease. It is a cure for incuratus. A cure for incuratus? What is incuratus? What the hell is incuratus? But if it's a cure, why keep it in Borginia like that? Just think of all the lives they could save by sharing the medicine. I do not understand the reasons myself. Okay, well at least we know what it is, a cure. Mr. house was after cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Maki... Maki, you weren't. He couldn't be a smuggler. He's so little. Well, you're only 15 and you're sort of a magician, aren't you? I mean, like, if you're gonna smuggle something in, like, an unsuspecting celebrity who is, like, honestly, like, supposed to be, like, a guest of the entire country almost, you know what I mean, from the Virginian Empire, like, it can kind of be like, you know, okay, don't touch him, you can't touch him, he has immunity from all this and all stuff, you know, it could be pretty freaking, you know, solid. Well, that's true. I am sort of a magician. You are a magician. She said sort of. Oh, to have a copy of the security camera tape. No, you are a magician. Well, Maki, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. Oh. And again, like, I imagine that he, like, if we had a different interpreter, he might tell us, because it must be hard to reveal all this stuff in front of someone who you care about so much. First he played blind, now he plays dumb. I wonder. Do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Maki ready to bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale? Oh. I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Virginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon for Virginia is death. Death for stealing? That's right, it's punishable by death, which is nuts. About the case? What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. House's death? Perfect. Perfect, Maki. Whatever you can tell us. This means... No! No. No. Get out of here. You were dismissed. You were dismissed from this case. What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet. There's a call from Maki from the Virginian Embassy. What? You were taken off this case. Get out of here. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving. Don't call him piano boy. He has a name. He has a name. He has a name. Darian, wait. I never locked you either. I never locked you. Either of you. Huh? Darn it. We were so close. Not only was he taken off the case, Trucy, right? Not only was he taken off the case, he now is like getting personal feelings of all the things, saying like, oh, I hate you. Imagine a police officer who was taken off the case coming in and taking the kid, bringing him to the Virginian Embassy, and then being like, oh, I hate you guys. Like, that'd be, imagine like a detective saying that to you during a case. To the other lawyer, I've always hated you. He was about to tell us he was. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Maki had to say. Apollo. And there can be only one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? No, Trucy, I'm trying not to. I will listen to you. Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow in court. Yes, we do. We have an idea. Wait, what did Trucy want to say? So we're going to court. And so his suspicions are the same as mine. We are after Darian. For now, we are focusing on trying to get Darian arrested. Yeah, like this dude was taken off the case. But the thing is, like, I wonder if the people in the precinct would know that. You know what I mean? I wonder if they would actually know if he was taken off the case. Like, they might just know Darian is like another police officer who's been very good for years, and they just go, hey, I'm taking this guy with me. You know? I wonder. Here we go. This familiar lobby. July 10, 9:49 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 2. Well, this is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving. Darian, wait. I never liked you. Either of you. Huh? Darn it. We were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear from that what Maki had to say. I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. Wait, what? What? What was that? He is heard but unseen. Who's that talking? Oh no. Actually, maybe he might be helped this time. Valent Grand-Marie, I exclaimed as he walked in through the door normally. So he's just like, hello. You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valent? A preposterous proposition. How could I stand upon the stand? Why, my secrets will be free for the plucking. True, he'd have to answer everything truthfully too. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day. Oh, with vanishing magic? Indeed, I will jump upon the express train and express myself to the next town over. That is magic. That is so magic. But before I go, a word of warning. Warning? What? A grand Grand-Marie glamour resides in the root of all this has happened. Do not forget this truth. A glamour? A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part, so I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell. Great design. Such a great design. And there he goes. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things like people or elephants. Or the Eiffel Tower. Anything, really. She's talking about what we saw in the concert. Honestly, though, like, having Trucy here for something like this, especially when it comes to illusions and, like, magician stuff, like, I think it's fantastic to have her here. Well, it's been fantastic to have her in any case, but, like, she's been so useful in this one as well. Or she will be so useful, I should say. Lamoro's disappearing act. And Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. I wonder what he meant by it, being at the root of all this that has happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go? So I think what he means is that the illusion that happened with the guitar and all this stuff, the guitar was a distraction, I think. I think we're going to say the guitar was a distraction to get Darien out of there or kind of like let him be out there. And all of that, the whole illusion was a way to like pull off this whole cocoon smuggling thing. You okay, bailiff? Yes? The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. What? The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. Wait, what? Something happened. This is a first. It was by the judge's request, some urgent personal business, so it's probably the person he was meeting in Possible, right? Great, I bet he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. He did also mention that he has a friend, who is, terminally ill. He's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Yes. Apparently his condition is worsened considerably this morning. The Chief Justice's son. Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning? The judge said he had to go visit him after the trial. There's an article about it in the newspaper. Can we read it? If you care to read about it yourself. Let's read it. I actually do want to read it. Oh, Incurious. This series is nuts for always dropping little things that you think are just for, like, show. And they are for other things, like, they are to make the game feel more real. But then they, like do stuff like this, and it's like, oh, it all comes together. Everything that anyone says in this game means something. Disease strikes closer to home than ever before. I'll let you read the article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV guide page to me. Sure, you read the TV guide page, I'll read this one. Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. And Apollo loves the funnies. This is what I love about Apollo, is that, like, while he's, like, a serious person, he is a serious person, and he's serious when he needs to be. And he's also, like, the almost straight man to Trucy's, comedic side. He's almost like the Ross to her Chandler in a way. He also is like a very funny person at heart, and like him and Trucy get along so well because I feel like they do get each other in some ways. Like her being like, I'll read the TV guide, I'll read the funnies. It's great. It's great. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of how do we say this name again? Maki Tobe. Our suspect is Fortissimo. Right. It is trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. I'm nervous about this trial just because I feel like this is one of those things that, like, facts have changed so many times, but I feel like towards the end now we actually are getting there. We're getting there with the facts. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. It's just I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. Okay. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. If you, like, honestly, like, and I genuinely mean this, if you need to get a different judge in here, like, and I think that's probably for the best, if you're in such an emotional state right now that, like, that's the first thing you think about in a murder trial, I do think that you need to probably, like, take some time away. That's my perspective anyway. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with taking some time off. It's not a sign of weakness, especially if something's happening that's like really emotional. Now, I understand he can't really say my friend's son is sick, so I gotta take some time off. But like, was there any chance he could take some leave or something and cure this? Was it? I'm also trying not to like say that he can't, you know, talk to people like us about it. But the thing is, like, I feel like if his mind is elsewhere, it's probably not a good idea to have like him to be the judge in a murder trial. That article said there's no known cure. Ere Judge, let me tell you, with all honesty, I feel your pain, but now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. Indeed. We left off at quite a juncture yesterday. With Darian, yeah. I asked Interpol about the number, IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Lataus. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. It's a great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. This was an awesome moment. Like, such a cool moment. Wait. That voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. It was him? That voice you were talking to Mr. Lataus when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darian. Such a cool moment. Such a cool moment. I asked a question to all you guys. What do you think of the trial so far? Like, what do you think of this case so far? For me, like, I actually do like, I actually think it's crazy. Like, not crazy in terms of like, you know, like characters or anything like that, but crazy I feel just because like I said before, every single piece of evidence has changed the entire landscape of the trial over and over again. Where we started off is not where we ended, at all. And you can say that about a lot of trials in Ace Attorney, but I feel like this more than anything, like usually like you have like a, like it doesn't, like a little piece of evidence don't like turn everything on its head. Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darian would guest star in the season cliffhanger as a suspect? You were upset by it, dude. Like, he's acting all cool now, but he was sweating. I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darian Crescent is a member of my band, the Gaviniers. He's also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yes, 100%. Yet after investigation, I found no cause to alter our case or file new charges. And your reason is? Weren't you aware, Air Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? He's on stage. Yeah, he said he was on stage. Let's review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The Gaviniers ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guests took the center stage. Yeah. The only performers appearing were myself, Lamador, and Maki, along with a drummer and a bassist, for a total of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the third set. Lamador and the defendant Maki Tobey had left. Oh, you're right. Okay. That's my bad. And the Gaviniers were already rocking. This when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emma Skye, mind you. And Apollo, you heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, Lamador herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say, she heard the moment of the crime. Yeah, like, it's still a very strong witness. She claims to have heard Mr. Lataus, the Detective Crescent, talking. But that's impossible. Detective Crescent was... Precisely. Detective Crescent was on stage getting his groove on, no less. This is what, yeah, like, I still think the headset's going to come into play with that, right? That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I can think of, really. Voila. A perfect alibi. It is a perfect alibi if that's... Yeah. We're gonna have to somehow, like, prove otherwise. Again, this is so confusing, but I still think Darian has a big part to play in this. Does the French have anything to add to this? It's true, when I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Darian Crescent's alibi has been acknowledged. which means that Lamaroa was sadly mistaken. Her testimony can not be true. Very well, of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. Now, this is all stemming from the fact that, me trying to put my headspace in the headspace of the judge. This is all stemming from the fact that last time, he felt like it was airtight that Maki did this. There's still so much that Maki could not have done. In fact, you guys pointed out in the comment section below, you pointed out how funny it was that, they mentioned outright that, Trucy would be destroyed if she used that gun. Her shoulder would break. Maki also is smaller than Trucy, and judging by his stature is probably less strong than Trucy. Probably couldn't carry the body of a 6'4", beast of a bodyguard, Interpol agent, onto a scissor lift and then activate the scissors himself, then go unconscious. If indeed there are no objections, no one object. Yeah, we're not doing this. This is not happening at all. If he declares a verdict now, but Prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. I don't think it is. I do not think it is. I think that we're not if you take away the Darien part of it right now, we can literally say that explain how he was able to carry the body. That's all we have to say. I don't know how we haven't shouted it from the rooftops yet. Lara might have been lying to protect Maki. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? About the case. So yeah, we talked to Maki. I wonder, here's the thing, guys. Will they ever bring up the fact that he's not able to carry the body, or am I just barking up the wrong tree here? Because I really feel like that's a big moment, and also putting the guitar in his hand was, of course, to do with the song as well. He wants to tell us about Mr. House's death. So he knows something. The meeting is over. Yeah, and this guy freaking did this as well. Darien? Maki was trying to tell us something. I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him. Under oath. Very well, the court finds the defendant, what his name again? No. Objection. Your Honor? No, that wasn't it. It was something like Maki or something, Mr. Justice. Wait, what? Maki and Marquise is very different, Your Honor. Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who until now has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Oh my god, you're so right, Apollo. He should get a right to defend himself. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean? I do. The defense calls defendant Maki Tobey to the stand. What? But he doesn't speak English. Are you insane? Judge, what is wrong with... What? Wait, so let's say a Spanish person commits a crime in Italy. And they go, well, I'm sorry. He can't be on trial. He'll just be found guilty because he doesn't speak English. Here's the thing. I think you guys would agree. Out of all the dumb, silly things that this judge has done over the years, and he's done a lot of dumb, silly things, that's why he's kind of funny. This is one of the silliest. Not allowing someone to speak, a defendant to defend themselves or even be questioned properly because they don't speak English is insane. And here's the thing, it's is it bad that I'm not totally shocked but that this judge is doing this? We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases such as I love you and where is the toilet. That's good enough. The defense would like to request Lamaroa as an interpreter. Lamaroa? But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. But she'd be interpreted for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Bravo, Judge. The prosecution agrees with the defense's request. I knew you would. And this thing, Clavier is not a bit he's okay. He did some pretty stupid stuff last time, right? With the whole withholding information. But I do think that he wants the truth just as much as anyone else. It's just he's going about it in sometimes very silly ways. If Lamaroa lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of language should be enough for that. Your Honor, she did not say I love you. Your Honor. Donde está el baño? Well, both of us, that's all. That's the only way I know to... I know how to say it in Irish. Can I go to the bathroom? Amwil Kiadagum Dolgadian letters. Mashidahole. That means in Gaelic. Can I go to the bathroom, please? Well, if both the prosecution and the defense are in for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lamoroa to the witness stand. Of course, that's the only thing I remember in Irish, by the way, fully, because if you wanted to go to the bathroom when we were like from ages like 4 to 12, you had to put your hand in class and go, "On will caragam dolgadine letters, mashe the holle." And if you didn't ask in Irish, they'd make you ask in Irish. Yeah. And just to put a bow in that, the reason why we were like forced to learn Irish in primary school and in secondary school is literally because it was a dead language after our country was like colonized. So like we had this initiative back in like with the GAA and things like this, where we tried to bring back our language, tried to teach our language more, and it became a thing where like, you know, a kind of a desperate attempt to make sure this language didn't die out completely. Now, here's the thing. The majority of Irish people do not speak Irish in Ireland. They don't. But it's this thing where, like most kids, like, it's a mandatory subject in a lot of cases. Now, things have changed the way now, it's a mandatory subject still. You have to do it if you're Irish, or if you came from Ireland, or if you have no learning differences. But it's no longer one of the big three. Back in the day, if you failed Irish in your final exams, it was considered a failure for your entire certificate, your final degree in your school. Nowadays, it's not. It's not considered as important as maths or English. Maths and English are the two most important subjects in school. Maths, English. They're the ones that like you cannot miss. You know what I mean? And that was always the way when I was a kid too. It's changed now. When I was a kid though, it was like maths and English are the two most important as well. Your name to begin with, if you would, Lamoroa. Yes. He says Maki Tobe, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom. Not that we really need an interpretation of the message in particular. So far, so good. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. If I would what, Your Honor? Would what? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? I hadn't thought that far yet. Apollo, aren't you going to ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he was saying? Excuse me a moment, if I might speak. Yes, Lamoroa? Just now, Maki said there was something about which he wishes to testify. Awesome, Maki. Thank you so much. Maki wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. The suspense is killing me. What? What? Well, Lamoroa. According to Maki, he has proof of his innocence. Great. What? This is a surprise. Yahoo! Victory, Apollo! We did it! This is sounding too good to believe, and I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is a vital testimony. Maki. Please testify to the court. Very well. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be super interesting. So, like, we're gonna get the full interpretation here. This is, in all fairness, like, I genuinely believe this should have happened from the start. He should have been the first person on that stand. Every person has a right to defend themselves, and he definitely had a right to defend himself. He says that the word of Mr. Luthhaus's death came as a great shock. I can imagine. But if the killing truly is followed by the lyrics of my song, I, that is he, could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. That's an interesting point, right? But then again, we also talked about how... Also, I can't imagine she wouldn't have translated. We also talked about like how like they transcend language. Okay, that was pretty short and sweet, as it would be like when you're trying to like, I suppose when you're trying to like interpret language and try to like get people to understand yourself, like especially when you're speaking a different language, you try to speak in like short burst sentences like, oh, do you know the shop? Do you know this person? You know what I mean? And that's just from my perspective. Maybe I'm completely wrong. If you guys are not native English speakers and you were learning English, you can give me your perspective too. I'm only doing it from the perspective of someone who like talks to like my Ukrainian neighbors, and I'm like, you know, and they will be like, they'll say something like, you know, that, you know, they obviously get better in English over time, but they'd say stuff like very short and sweet to like get the point across, I guess, you know, if that makes sense.
He won't understand the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely.
I wonder what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask Lamoreau to know the meaning. I said that too. Lamoreau, did you ever explain the lyrics to that song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. Has my oft-repeated warning already fled to that forehead? That forehead? Oh, my forehead. I was talking about her forehead, because, like, dude, really, maybe we cut off the forehead jokes, because a lady in the court literally got slapped in the forehead yesterday. Here's the thing, though, about this, the whole, like, why would, if you were a suspect, if you were getting, followed by an Interpol agent, and he was, like, suspecting you, and he was, like, investigating you, would you kill him in such a lavish way and then put your body beside the person as well that you were trying to escape from? If an Interpol agent was like, and if I had the audacity to kill an Interpol agent that was coming after me, I think the general response to an Interpol agent coming after you, if you were going to off them, would be to do it short, sweet, as quickly as possible, in and out, without any piece of evidence leading towards you. Whereas the opposite has happened here, where it's been a crime that has been directed completely at someone who knew those lyrics and was into those lyrics, and was very pageant-like, and very, like, outgoing, and it was, like, very, like, show-off-ish, you know what I mean? So I wonder, to me, it seems as though this couldn't be the case. Lamoreau might be protecting the witness. Dude, you don't get to talk about protecting witnesses.
Well, anyway, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would.
Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony, I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. It worked yesterday, it'll work today. Proof of innocence. Oh, we're doing a perceive. He says that word of Mr. House's death came as a great shock. I'm gonna believe him. But if it was truly killing, and this is the one they focus on here. Let's be honest here. This is the one they focused on, right? This is the one they kept focusing on. So let's try and perceive something. So someone told me as well, and thank you for the information, by the way. Someone told me that perceiving doesn't work unless you're doing. Those glasses suit you so well. He says that because of the lyrics. Let's see if there's any hands. Oh, the eyes? There we go. It's the eyes, starting back and forth. Maki, you can't fool my eyes. You glanced towards her the very moment Lamoreau said English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. Maki, tell the truth. You can understand English. What? What are you saying? Of course he can't. No way. No way! Must he continue this charade? He can... Wait, really? Mr. Justice Maki says this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all. I mean, that makes sense, but... What? Give me a break. Is that such an unusual word to understand? No, I don't think it is. It's actually not, like, I don't know. This is kind of a flimsy argument on our part, but like, I hope, like, if it's true, that's crazy. Do you not know Espanol, for instance? I do. That's the word for Spanish language. Yo hablo español. Well, yeah, but I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this. How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? I imagine when you become a lawyer, if you become a lawyer, everything becomes suspicious. I imagine you're noticing everything. It is simple, so simple it hardly requires an explanation. He read about it in the newspaper. The newspaper didn't have anything about the lyrics. The newspaper had nothing about the lyrics. Doesn't mention the lyrics of Lamoreau's back. Nobody's sorry. The newspaper? The Virginia Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know? They've already begun to report about this case in our homeland. I was right. What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes, they are quite fierce all of a sudden. Here's the thing. We might say to ourselves, wouldn't it make his case better if he could speak English and explain his point? If he lied about not about being able to speak English, what that says to the court and to the police is that this dude knows more than he's letting on. Not only that, he knows the lyrics to the song. Not only that, he is someone who has lied about a big detail about himself, and now is connected to was connected to an Interpol agent's investigation and has been lying about being able to speak English. It would raise a red flag, for sure. So I can imagine why you'd want to keep that secret. Maki is lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying. Yeah. 110,000%. I've heard a Virginia newspaper, the Virginia Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there is a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Maki? Oh, see, I like it. He's a kid. You know, I don't want to do this to the kid. That's right, he doesn't mention the lyrics. What is this all about? I'm sorry, Maki. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in the Virginia newspaper. Oh, wow. It's rare we get like a reverse silhouette like that so quickly.
What does this mean?
But I don't see how it's possible. I know. He must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning. Lamoroa has been defending Maki so hard, and I totally appreciate it. But it's gonna, like, at this point, like, we need, like, just like any Ace Attorney case, we need to get deep into the dregs, into the dirt, dig our hands in so we can find the treasure at the bottom. We need to. It's gonna look worse before it gets better. Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in the police questioning. I read the full report myself. So the lyrics were in the newspaper, and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom.
In English, no less. The witness will explain himself.
Maki says,
Yes?
it is true I read the newspaper, but this is not where I learned the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He says he heard the lyrics from me. What?
Great, always a great sprite. Is this true, Lamoroa?
Yes, I'm afraid I've forgotten it myself. Oh, Lamoroa. Again, like I said, it's gonna look bad now, but we need to get, it needs to get darker before it gets brighter. We need it to get darker before it gets brighter.
It looks like Air4 has been jumping to conclusions again. It seems so, yes.
No. I was onto someone, I know it. I can't let this chance slip away.
Oh, we banged the gavel. Time is an issue today, Mr. Justice. Are you finished with the cross-examination?
Time is an issue. Dude, this is a murder case. Someone was murdered. Now, I have heard many times before in cases where, like, that are not murder cases. Now, I could be wrong, but, like, I've heard very many times judges have been like, no matter what, this case will end in 2 weeks. No matter what. We've been on this case for too long. But it's been a day and a half. What are you going to do, Apollo? If I'm going to keep on cross-examination, I better have an angle of attack. Or else. My bracelet's still reacting. Okay, good. Your Honor, please allow me to continue.
If you must, you must. Very well, witness.
I understand. Okay, so this is the new piece of information. There we go. Who are we perceiving, though, now? We know that her neck does the swallow thing, right? We need to get there early. There we go. Maybe on the explained? It keeps going down, but we'll try it. Okay, it keeps going down. Lamoroa. I'm currently cross-examining Maki. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. I see there was little point in trying to hide anything from you. Lamarua, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself. Then allow me to answer for you. Lamarua, you're protecting Maki, right? Like there's, like who else would it be? Lamarua, you're protecting Maki. That's why you lied and told us you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way exactly. I agree. Maki, I believe you didn't do it. I trust you. But you've lied to us twice. And now you have Lamarua lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English, you have to. Oh. Yeah. The thing is, like again, I don't believe he did it either. I think it's impossible. It's literally impossible with the gun and the carrying of the body, all this stuff. It's impossible.
Witness, is this true? Do you understand English?
Yes, a little only. With his freaking awesome outfit. Men, what's stopping you from dressing like this?
First you could see, now we can talk. And you did not know about this, Lamarua.
I did not. It's quite a surprise.
How many secrets is this witness hiding?
This is last. Hopefully, Maki, I hope, for your sake. Maki, could you tell us what really happened? No shooting. I did no shooting. I agree. I believe you did no shooting. I believe you. I truly believe you. So you weren't in the dressing room when I heard the two gunshots, correct?
Apparently the answer to that question isn't simple either.
I was in dressing room, behind desk, manager. He on floor. Which would be after the shooting, right? Then there is voice. Voices or voices? Was it you and Emma, Apollo? So when Maki went into the dressing room, Mr. House had already been shot. And then we came to the door. Panel high up, I take off, run away, run away. So you did escape through the air vent, that makes sense. Okay, that's making sense now.
As the prosecution has held along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession?
Explain the gun! Explain the kickback of the gun! Javier, explain it to me, please. Explain it. Explain it! Right now this second.
Objection!
No, he's clearly denied that he did it. I know shooting. Manager on the floor, already on floor.
Objection!
The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime.
This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter. Does the defendant have anything to say to this?
He's clammed up, Apollo.
Then let's ask Mr. Justice. Will you require any further testimony from the witness?
Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. The cocoon. Okay, the cocoon. The cocoon. The silk is a potent cure. A cure? Well, Maki, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. That cocoon has to have something to do with this. Maki, please, tell us the truth for your own sake. No more speak. Not to any of you. So now he's in a state, I think, from what I'm seeing, what happened here is he finally broke, he finally told the truth that he could speak a bit of English. And the first thing that happens is another accusation, even though he told the truth. I can definitely feel like he wouldn't want to speak again, but it really would help him to speak some more. It really would help him.
So much for your precious trust, therefore, Ed.
Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him. Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is what Apollo's saying is exactly what I think as well.
Regardless, this brings us to an impasse.
It does seem the defense and the defendant are at odds. I doubt we are likely to learn anything more of the value should this continue. I see no other course but declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed.
July 10th, 11:23 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby, number 2. This is tough. This is actually tough. But I have an idea of what's happened. And my idea right now...
Apollo Eustace.
Yeah, that's, he's calling us Apollo Eustace. That's his pronunciation of Apollo Justice because J is obviously never been pronounced different in his language. What I think happened is Darian is somehow involved in the shooting, right? I think that Maki was in the room at the time. I think that the shooting happened away. See, now I can't explain the shooting. I can't explain the shooting yet. But what I will say is I do think Darian's more involved than he's even letting on. And I don't think Maki could have done this. That's justice. Better learn to say it if you ever want to get some. Okay. What? I'm looking around the room I'm in, looking for any sense. What? Better learn how to say it. Why? Believe I know shooting. I do believe you. I believe you 100%. Maki claims his house was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it? Suddenly I hear a revolver close, very close. Then I hear a voice. You heard gunshots? Yes, it's true. I hear revolver, but only sound. So clearly he was very nervous around Clavier. That's why he didn't want to say anything more. Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room and found Mr. House already dead and then you heard the shots? If that's true, so you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots and you escaped through the air vent. I know. Huh? What do you know? I know if I open the vent, I can leave stage and backstage. So the vents went to both the stage and the backstage area? Is that what he means? Yeah, I'd say so. Hey, he's right. Look at this. Look, Apollo. Huh. Yeah. But how did you know it was connected like that? Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall or something. I hear this from Magician. Oh, from Trucy's uncle. Magician? Don't look at me. A magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Maki didn't shoot Lister's house, I agree. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body and then he heard the shots? That one thing is not going to go over in court well, yeah. Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even lies. I don't think that's exactly true, but Trucy, I like the spirit. That's what Daddy always told me. Okay. I'll just pretend you misheard him every time. The thing is, though, I think that was Phoenix's, like, philosophy. Phoenix would, like, literally be like, someone would be like, I flew to space and then did 53 jumps. And Phoenix would find some way to make that true. And it, like literally, they would say that hour 1, and then hour 10, Phoenix would be like, objection! It was a movie set, but he was drugged and he thought he was actually in space. Like, and it was like, he'd make all the lies true somehow. Like, true with, like, actual evidence. So what do we do? You sure you won't testify, Maki? No talking, no. He's clearly traumatized as well. Clearly traumatized. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. Sorry, that's not him. That cocoon. I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Virginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Virginia is death. Yeah, this is horrifying. And he will be sent home. If he commits a crime, he will be sent home. That's right, it's punishable by death. Of course he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. So what's your plan? If Maki won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else. I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there. Right. Who are we gonna get to testify? Maybe, Darian? July 10th, 11:28 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant?
Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk.
Very well. So will he testify?
Your Honor, the defendant will not testify.
What?
Shame. I knew I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around.
In my opinion, Clavier, no one has been able to, like, make this case as airtight as you're saying it is. I really feel like no one has. So this idea that it needs to turn around, I don't think so. Actually, It is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor.
A different angle?
If Maki won't testify, then I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case. Lamaroa. Lamaroa, so she was a witness though. That's the thing.
Lamaroa?
No objections. Never.
What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday Lamaroa's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can...
Lamaroa was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries.
What happened?
She was assaulted, Your Honor.
Assaulted?
Someone wanted Lamaroa dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself.
What?
I've heard no such report. I love making him sweat. Not in the way I like to make Edgeworth sweat. Different. Prosecutor Gavin? Why would anyone be out to kill Lamaroa? Can you think of a reason?
Well,
To think of how she is known in her country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been?
you don't think...
I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Lataus. The killer was afraid of her, afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in their testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out.
So I'm to understand that this is what you were saying? Namely that there was a nugget of truth in Lamaroa's testimony? A nugget we have yet to uncover?
Exactly.
If Lamaroa was attacked, this has serious implications. Very well. There were some vague points in our testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. The courtroom will hear Lamaroa's testimony once more.
Here she is again. Lamaroa, I must apologize. It's, by the way, very smart of Apollo to do this. Very smart. We must ask you to stand again and speak. You need not apologize. Know that Maki is innocent, and I will do all that I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter voice through the window, and the voice belonged to the Darien Crescent, yes? That is correct.
At which point I proved she could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things. The small window at the scene was closed and was found to be quite soundproof.
You have nothing to say that, Mr. Justice.
The headset. I don't know exactly what yet, but I know there's something there.
There is, it seems much you do not know.
And yet, it is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness would be so kind as to testify once more to the court.
Of course, Your Honor. Here we go again. Guys, that's going to do it for the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this. And in the next one, I feel that we're going to be coming close to the end of this trial, which means there's only one trial left after this. I thank you for all your support. I thank you for all the love and kindness. And I thank you to the Can Never Repay the Baby Gangsta tier on Patreon, which is Tyfire2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, Normal Kara, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, George Candelaria, Eskun, Yuld, Radish, Fruity, Orange Bang, Summer Oasis, Death Trap, Anusta, Ciabatta Bread, and Malcolm Conde. And I'll see you guys very soon. Have a great week, because this is the start. This is going to be like the start of the week. It's the weekend, I should say. Have a nice Sunday.